My name is Brother Herman of MakeEmSeeTheTruth.org. We are a non-profit organization commissioned by our Holy Trinity to be used to restore values back into our communities less fortunate. We are asking the communities most fortunate, those who have received these correct information, knowledge, the correct coping tools, get the coping skills to go through life in, and has experienced the abundance that comes from operating in the correct knowledge. We're asking for your assistance to help us restore the value, the correct tools, and knowledge back into those who are lacking, that is, communities less fortunate. You can assist us by going to MakeEmSeeTheTruth.org, the homepage. Click on that link, and it'll take you to our donation site. If you are one that is in need and lacking of a spiritual, medical, or legal matter in nature, you can go to the third page, click on that link. It'll take you to our assessment application form. Fill that out in its entirety. Hit the submit button. But before you hit that submit button, be sure to put spiritual, legal, or medical issue in the comment box, and we'll have someone who is certified, ordained, anointed, and appointed make contact with you. Because we work with Concept and Cons and several different outreaches, we have brothers and sisters that'll reach out to you on their own free time within 24 hours. We appreciate your donations. We're going to use it to open up more lines for spiritual and medical issues. We're going to also use it to create motions, writs, and petitions so that we can be used to lessen the numbers that are falsely arrested, illegally detained, and wrongfully convicted that are going inside at alarming rates. We're going to be trying to put a damper into the manifest injustice, the many travesties that are allowed to happen around our great nation. But at the same time, we're not going to go against God's will, because we know God allows certain things to happen, including wrongful convictions, to get the mind of and the understanding, to get the attention of those who keep running around in the world chasing after creation instead of chasing the creator of all creation. He knows, we know that he allows things to happen for that reason and that reason only. So that means that all things will work together for the good of those who trust and love in God with all their mind, body, heart, and soul. It'll work together for the good, because at that end of your trial and test, when you make it through the tribulation, you're going to be that much stronger, and you're going to be used for better good, higher good, which is to give back, like Make Them See the Truth. To give back that which freely given to us is what we're intended to do. This is the second composition, Series 1, Part C. It is answering the question of frequently many asked questions. There is under the umbrella of frequently asked questions, as was Series 3 and Composition 1. We answered 5 questions in Series 3, Composition 1, and we're going to answer 5 more questions in Series 2, Composition 2, Series 3, or Series 1, excuse me. This is Series 1, Composition 2, Part C. We're going to be talking a little bit today about why don't they love me the way I love them? We're going to be answering that question in its entirety, and we're going to start with the basis of what we do know for to be truth. The truth is that if we're going to be used to restore values back into the communities, the diverse nations, the diverse people that make up the many nations inside of our communities, we must start where all things start, and that is in the spirit. So in Series 1 and 2, in the Composition 1, we basically did a summation of where all things start, the origin, which is God, the Spirit, God in the Spirit. All things begin with God, all things end with God. So we thought it only necessary to start there. That's called the birthright. If you're not aware of where you come from and who you are and what you're called to do while you're here, then you will be running around chasing creation for those answers. And the devil's job is to keep you so busy that you'll never find them, because you're looking at creation for the answers instead of the creator of all creations. When you get tired and you become sick and tired, then you'll come to your end, like we did at Make Them See the Truth and Concept and Con. We came to our end. Some of our outreach brothers and sisters, we came to our end. You will too. And then you'll cry out to the source of all resources, the creator of all creations. And he will answer you, because he is so powerful and just that he will answer you. It is a battle over the soul, so he must wait for your cry. Otherwise, it won't be a fair battle, will it? If you knew where you came from, royalty, and you knew that coming in, then it's not a fair battle over your soul. So you must come in through your mother's womb, like Jeremiah 1:5 says, that I knew you before I placed you in your mother's womb, I purposed you. You must come in without that knowledge, and then you must cry out for that knowledge. You won't cry out until your pride has become spent. You won't cry out until you have become to your end, and then you'll cry out and God will answer you. And then it becomes fair, because now that you've cried out, he's free to send you what you need, which is the correct information, knowledge, and tools that'll help you cope through life and the many questions that come along with it, like the one that we're about to answer today. Why don't they love me? This is Composition 2, Series 1, Part C. We did 5 series in Composition 1. Each series had five different parts. Parts A through E in Series 1 through 4. And Series 5 only had one part because it was the medical summation of what we're doing here at Make 'em See the Truth. But in Composition 2, we're going to answer some more frequently asked questions, starting with Series 1. And this is Part C, so we've already answered 2. We answered 5 in Composition 1, Series 3. We're going to answer 5 more in Composition 2, Series 1. Today, it's why don't they love me the way that I love them? What is wrong? Is it me or is it them? And we're going to answer that question in its entirety, because we're going to play the whole tape like Make 'em See the Truth always do. We guarantee to play the whole tape, nothing but the truth, and so help us God. We're guaranteed to play this because we're so tired of you receiving the quarter, 3/4, and the half of a tape. We want you to receive the whole tape and nothing but the whole. The reason why is because many things are allowed to happen when you lack knowledge. Even Jesus said it best, my people perish, or my people are destroyed for lack of information, lack of knowledge. If you don't know where you come from and who you can cry out to, then you won't know the power that they possess in order to help you and assist you. So therefore, you always lean on your own understanding, and you always chase after creations or resources instead of the creator or the source of all resources. You will do that until you become taxed. You'll do that until you become spent, and then you'll be left with none other or nothing else except for your humbleness. Your humility will allow you to then cry out. When you cry out, then the answers will come, and here's your answer for this question. The question is, why don't they love me the way I love them? Or why don't they treat me the way I treat them? And the reason is because it's simple. If all things start in the spirit, and we are in the image of God, the spiritual, the soul, and the body, and we come into this world with our spirit being dormant or asleep, and it must be quickened by the Holy Spirit once we cry out. That is the only time our spirits will become quickened, our spirit man. And once it becomes quickened, it is so hungry and thirsty, we must feed it. And then once we start feeding it, we'll feed it more than the other two, which is the soul and the body. But prior to that, we are a soulish individual. We chase after everything and anything. We try to keep up with the Joneses and the Smiths. We try to keep up with everything but God. We are very sight-oriented, and so therefore we lean on our own sight, our own understanding, which leads us to nowhere but disparity, irritation, frustration, aggravation, a loss of understanding. Why? Because we're feeding the soul more than we're feeding that which was governed to or created to govern the other two, which is the soul and the body. If we eat constantly and we're not reading the books and building up our understandings about different ideas and perspectives, then we're going to become bloated, and we're going to be imbalanced because we're not feeding the one who is designed to rule over the other two, which is the spirit. How can you feed that which is not yet quickened or awakened? You cannot. So the only thing you can do is feed the soul or the body. And so now when you're going out there chasing after your mates, after your respective partners, after your helpmeets, after your wives and your husbands, your girlfriends and your boyfriends, your significant others, even your booty calls, you're going to be chasing after that which is not designed or created for you. And so when you do land that, or you do finally accomplish that mission, then you're going to be at some point coming to an understanding or an awareness that you don't make a good fit. You don't have so much compatible, not enough compatibility. You don't have too much in common. You don't have a like mind. You don't have like beliefs. She doesn't want to cook. She doesn't want to clean. She doesn't like to work. She likes for you to go out and work 16 hours a day while she stays at home on G Plus or on YouTube and on the phone talking to your best friend, talking to your cousin or your family members even behind your back until you someday come to that point where you start to understand that she ain't the one. You come to an understanding that he ain't so lazy that he's been pampered all of his life, that he just won't work. He's got you working 2 jobs. He's got you working 2 jobs and online school. He's got you looking after the kids. He's got you cooking and cleaning. He's got you so stressed out and so spent at the end of every day that you're wondering, why do you stay with this guy? And the reason is because at some point we made up our mind that this is all that we deserve. This is all that I'm worth. And that is a lie. But that is where the devil will keep you if you let him, because he's going to manipulate your stinking thinking. He's going to take that which you're thinking about constantly, and he's going to twist and turn it. He's going to maneuver it to a point where you're going to believe that this is truth. You can only do this because you're operating out of the soul and the body, the flesh. You're operating off the lust instead of the love. So when the spirit is quickened and you're now operating in your spirit man over the soul and the flesh, you are thirsty, you become hungry, so you are filled, and that spirit man is empowered. It grows, and it grows in stature and wisdom like Jesus did in Luke 2:52. It grows so much so that it takes over and it takes its rightful place, which is to govern the soul and the body. When that happens, you stop leaning on sight and you start leaning on a higher power. When that happens, you start understanding through discernment of the spirits. It is a gift that we must ask for, but we cannot ask for something that is not yet ready to be received. You can only receive it when the spirit man has been quickened. So therefore, that is the first step. You have to become sick and tired of yourself, sick and tired of the world's ways, sick and tired of all of that empty knowledge that you've been taught up as a child if you weren't taught in the correct way that you should go. We're going to train you up properly and correctly in the way that you should go, so that when you stray and you go out there and chasing those waterfalls, you won't be chasing them for long. You'll eventually have something to come back to. But what happens if you're not trained up correctly? When you stray, you get stuck out there, correct? So at Make Them See the Truth, we're going to tell you nothing but the truth, the whole truth, so help us God, because we're tired of seeing our brothers and our sisters running around chasing creation when they ought to be chasing the Creator. When you chase the Creator of all creation, a funny thing happens. He has a way of sending that which you need and that which you desire, that which is a perfect fit, a complement to you. You don't have to chase anything. You can take the binoculars and sit them on the shelf. You can just wait and know that the Lord is God and that he has more than enough power to cross your paths in a meeting that is called divine. He has enough power to make an occurrence occur in an occurrence that is called divine. He has enough power to create an event in an event that is labeled divine. He is the divine deity that no other man or woman on the face of this planet could fully and comprehend and understand. He is infallible, he is unfathomable, and he is all powerful. He is alive, large, and in charge, and all you have to do is get tired of yourself, myself, the world's ways, and cry out. When you cry out, he has enough power to send you the correct answers and the correct things, which is the tools, the coping skills, and the resources that you need. You and I need those things, but we're not going to receive those things until we become sick and tired. We have to become sick and tired because it's the battle over the souls. If we don't become sick and tired, the devil wins because we're stay bound to his ways. But when we become sick and tired, he releases us because we cry out for that help that starts to break those chains and those bonds that are bound to Satan, his regime. So the more you cry out, the more Satan presses you. The more you come closer to God's presence and seeking his kingdom, the more Satan sins and persecutes you and send those workers after you that are inside that flesh. It's not the flesh that we war against. It's the spirits that are in high places that are in that flesh that we war against. So we don't curse our brothers and sisters. We pray for them that they might have a chance to come to the correct knowledge to come and ask for the help that which we just cried out for. So when you start feeding the spirit man, he'll start understanding that you're not supposed to be chasing creation. You're not supposed to be compromising your values and your principles. You're not supposed to be just looking for any old body to fulfill that complementing part that's on the side of you. It's a help meet. It is not a helper. It's a help meet, meaning I'm not to assist you only. We are to assist each other. If we are not helping each other grow, why am I with you? If you are not pushing me into my greatness or helping me grow into my greatness, then you are hindering me, and they are not meant for me. Why? Because I know that the Lord that I serve, he will not send me someone who is going to hinder me. So if someone is hindering me in my life, it's because I'm allowing it. It's because I'm leaning on a soulish or fleshly understanding rather than a spiritual understanding. All that the Lord sends our way will be good for us, good for our growth, good for our prosperity, good for helping us become successful. Why? Because he wants us to be successful so that he can receive the glory and we can benefit as a whole, mankind, at the end of the day. He is not going to send you someone who is not going to work and help you. He is not going to send you someone who sits at home all day and watch soap operas and cry and boo-hoo-hoo and eat bonbons and woo-woos and wham-whams and on the phone and G+ing it all day when they're not. It could be at an 8-hour job or even a 5-hour job, assisting you with a paycheck to help you get someplace, to help you get out of that 2-bedroom house that you've been wanting to get into that 3-bedroom. But how are you going to do that if they're not assisting you? He's not going to send someone who tells you you're too old to go back to college. He's not going to send you someone who tells you too fat, too overweight. He is not going to send you someone like that. He's going to send you someone who's going to say, baby, don't worry about it. We're going to go to the gym together. Matter of fact, this is how you do the proper push-up. Matter of fact, if we do a few crunches at night before we lay it down, then we'll start to shed some of these inches on the side of our waist. He's going to send you someone that says, baby, you're not ugly. Come on, what you talking about? God don't make ugly. He's not going to send you someone that says, honey, you're too short. Your woman ain't going to talk to you like that. She's going to say, God don't make trash. God makes treasure. That's how she's going to talk to you. So we know when it's a God sin, because that God sin will be used to make us transcend into all that we can be. We'll know when it's our own doings, because they will not be used to help us grow into all we can be. We need those around us that are going to help us grow, not hinder us and keep us from making it to our destiny. This is Brother Herman of MakeEmSeeTheTruth.org. I hope this helps answer the question of why me. It is not you. It is